Chinga su madre. Whoa. Alright. And where is the other spatula? Oh shit, right here. There's so many negative cavities on this mold, so we are just prying this apart from the inside. This white surface here is a gel coat that we added to the body kit, and we're just going in and trying to get it as clean as possible. This side is pretty good, minor little touch-ups, destroying the inner mold that we used to design everything. On this side over here, we actually lost some of the mold that we had already created. So this side will need some repairs, but the mold, the carcass on the outside is the ugly stuff. On the inside, you can see this is the gel coat. That's like, you can see all the body lines right here with the shadow line. Everything's nice and sharp, real crisp. This right here is an edge corner that this piece needs to come out. So that's what we're working on right now. We're trying to get this body kit. It's going to be going on any first generation Silverados, 99 to 07. Sorry, I'm trying to get this while one-handed and stuff and trying to explain. But if you have a 99 to 07, that's a suicide door. That's upside down. But right here, this is a 01 Duramax that will become a pre-runner. But it'll have a 2026 face on it, custom-made hood on it, flared fenders, everything to fit the old school generation. Have old school heavy duty big flares on the sides. We'll be able to run 40-inch tires on this. And well, you'll be able to use this on any 6.0, 6-cylinder, whatever it is that you have, turbo, supercharged. You'll be able to sport it on whatever build you have. This is the outside of the car case, so it's quite ugly. But I haven't finished the hinges. That's next. Alrighty. But as you guys can see on the back, we have the flare fenders to match. All the body lines match perfectly to the front, all the way around. So we are producing these body kits. They will be out by next month. We'll be throwing it on our first demo truck. I'm trying to tie this up. I don't know where my magnet went. I haven't added the hinge on there because I was still working some stuff up. But this is a 01 Duramax LB7. It'll have the flares on the back. Tail lights of the new generation are going on this, perfectly made. These will be body kits made in carbon fiber, fiberglass, and everything. This is a Dodge Charger. It almost looks like a Dodge Charger, but this is a 2026 phase conversion for the first generation Silverados. We have a lot of little custom tools that we've been working on to get to this project. We have this woodworking and metal fabrication. The other side of this table flips up. Custom cabinets. Our shop, we've been working around with it. We have some custom welding carts with a flip up table here. Once we get to the audio, we have this custom-made miter saw and planer station, flip tops table here. We will be documenting the full process of making this into a suicide, so opening backwards, like the old school Lincoln Continentals. But as you can see, this side, we've been working on it all morning. It's already separated. Once I get the other side cracked open like that, I'll be able to lift the front side. And then I'll be able to pull up with the handles that I incorporated here, because I filled in this entire backside so there's no cavity. When you're on the inside looking down outside, you'll be able to see that it's nice, finished, super straight. As you can see, we took our time to make everything nice and sharp. The outside is definitely ugly because it's the carcass, but we did the same to the back. We will be keeping about an inch or two to keep that round over for the kits. Incorporated all the body lines here. We kept the big heavy duty flares, and it'll take the the new school tail lights. I filled it in for the carcass version when you need to ship it and stuff, so it stays straight. But it'll be a perfect cutout line where you guys will be able to cut it. It'll be traceable, and you'll have a perfect 1/8 inch gap all the way around. It fits with the first generation tailgates. Any bumper that you guys see on the market right now for the new generation trucks will fit on these body kits. We had an OEM bumper fitted on here when we made all this design. So anything OEM, aftermarket, high country, ZR2, any bumper will fit these body kits on a first generation truck. It's already flared. I had 40 inch by 15 wide, and they were still tucked underneath. So you guys can go full pre-runner or mild street build. I'm working on this side. The next thing right now will be to find my cutout line here and start separating it like I did with the other side. Everything was made to fit perfectly with the door. So there's only like an 1/8 inch gap between the door and the body kit. We have been working on trying to demo out. This side was a little bit more stubborn. So the white surface is gel coat where it's nice and smooth, where our body kits are going to be replicated off of. But this is drywall that we used to get some of the shapes when we were modeling. And then this is some of the inner pieces. So I'm tearing that as apart or prying it off one way or another. But this has to come out in order for us to be able to get these body kits. We're trying to get the first body kit out of this mold. It will be a front tilt, which will be going on this Duramax. And we have an 05 Silverado GMC. I mean, not Silverado, GMC. Single cab that's going to get a body kit. We will be doing 1500 style, which is this headlight. We'll do the 2500. And we'll be producing a third option too. And all of them are going to be in carbon fiber. So if you guys want to see that, please subscribe, like. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. I'm going to be getting back to the actual demolition process here. And I'll try to video as much as I can, as long as it's not in my way. But let me know. I'm trying to keep track on the comments and answer anything you guys have. We will be making a group buy in order for the first batch to be cheaper. So if you guys are interested, let me know and I can respond with the email. That way you guys can email us your contact and to make sure that you guys get on that group buy. Once the group buy is over, it will be full price. And we do have some partners that are willing to take over after the group buy and start mass producing them. So the price will not be, we won't have too much of control on the pricing. But they are big players and they already provide a lot of off-road fiberglass pieces. So their overhead obviously has to get, included in the charge. Shit. So right here, the old body kit that we did for molding, for sculpting, is we applied some, what is it, mold release agent and stuff and wax, but it does pretty good. But it has sit for a couple months now, so it maybe dried up and it's struggling a little bit. But as long as I have this nice sharp, it'll go in underneath and pry off. It's a little difficult with the camera in the way. Let me see if I can move it and keep you guys watching. But that way I don't bore you guys with 2 hours of me trying to get it out of there. Okay. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll try to answer you guys. I'm not looking at the camera right now. You guys can see these are nice sharp lines. We took acrylic sanders to the whole thing prior to doing the top coat of the mold. So that way it's as close as possible to a perfect finish every single mold that we make. Because we want to give you guys as close as possible to a show quality and minimal work that you guys have to do in order to fit it on your truck and get a good looking truck. We will be working on a new generation Silverado kit right after we release these. So if you guys have newer stuff, we will be working on those newer generation lines. Appreciate the likes, guys. Thank you for being on. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I will be dropping a video soon with the overall removal of the kit here. All right. Man, I gotta sharpen it. I just have a sandpaper block, polishing or sharpening my spatula here. Ouch. Just so I can dig underneath. Where's my flat? I think that's my edge. Okay. Damn, man, it's definitely difficult to get in here. There's definitely a lot of learning curve in here from making this first body kit. Once I make the next ones, I'll be making 3 options for this first generation that we're working on. The 1500, the 2500 style, and a third one that will be revealing soon. But definitely find some ways to make it easier to pry off the sculpting mold from the finished mold, man, because this is a lot of work. I might just leave that for now. We're all in here. Let me see. I'm in here trying to get this pried out. So what I've been doing is going underneath, and then when I get in here, break it loose, and then get a pry bar and then pry this downward so that it removes the mold that way and it doesn't crack the actual mold. So it's something like this. And then from there, pulling it this way to release as much as I can. Oh shit. Oh. But right now I'm gonna come back and work on these, the inner fenders or the flares, because those are not coming off too easy. If you guys are interested in one of these kits or want to see the final product, subscribe. That way you guys can see when I release the final outlook. The remaining features or remaining faces is to removing the mold right now, as I'm doing right now, but then seeing what kind of damages are come out of the removal portion, and then fixing them so we can get the first body kits in. All right, trying to figure out a way. Okay, gotta find an easy way around things, man. I started this yesterday, but I had to stop. But today I've been going at it all day, trying to get these pieces out. The other side definitely came out a lot different, but I did have a damage. So I'm just trying to go a little bit slower so that I don't have too much things that I need to repair. Okay, nice. I had to sacrifice some of my inner flange on the bottom on both sides of the truck, but that's something that I can easily fix with some some vinyl board or some plywood, and then fix that up. That's super easy. That's this piece right here, so that's pretty easy for me to repair as long as I don't damage the actual face. This right here, you can see is can you even see? Yeah. So right here, you'll be able to see it's fiberglass. My different layers of Bondo primer, because we took these. Wow, this is our first time that we had to learn how to use them and how to get something like high level finish off of everything. But we went and bought acrylic sanders to make sure that we got this as flat as possible. Like I said, so that when you get it, if you are gonna get a show quality paint on there, maybe a quick little sand, what is it, a guide coat on there, block it off, and then you'll be ready for just primer and paint. If you're getting a basic paint, literally just scuff it up to remove any kind of oils from shipping or from the procedure, and then you'll be ready to paint. So this is as close as possible to a quality finish already from production. Like I was mentioning, this is where we took our time to get this nice and crisp all the way around. You can see on the inside we use foam to start the first shape of everything that we did, to try to get something in between the new school and old school. And then you can see where we use drywall in order to shape it a little bit closer, because this is very porous and it won't hold structure. But then we moved over to drywall because I'm in construction and I have a lot of it, and I'm able to work it pretty easy. From there, we applied a little bit of fiberglass in order to get a solid surface, blocked it until we were able to get a continuous radius on all shapes and make sure that it was continuous all the way around. That's pretty good. All right, so I think this side is okay. I did go, oh, and add some to the top. Yeah, top is released. Okay, I think. Double checking that I have the right. Yeah, I got the white surface. What the hell? I got the white surface there. Yep. Okay, so that should be pretty good. Okay. So this side is starting to release. I have the front side on the other side as well. So I'm gonna move to the back of this. So I'll move the phone first. Or maybe I could put it in. The best way I did the other side is find the small partition, which is the actual layers of primer that I used before I apply the mold. So I'm looking for the thinnest gray line that I can find. Let's see if I can try this one. That looks like the right layer. Obviously, I gotta make sure I get the right layer. Like I said, if I pry this way, I'm flexing the mold, the finished mold, and I can cause damage. But if I push it downward, yes, I can create a hole here, but I'm mostly pushing away the old one. So usually that does better. Fuck. All right. Now I can't go too high because on the inside I do have a return here that's gonna be grabbing the entire kit here. So I can't go too far up. Okay, see that release on its own. So I'll follow through. The hardest thing to do is to be patient and not go too fast. So if you guys have any questions, let me check it out. And as you guys can see here, I'm creating that gap. I did do the turns on the top side so that when you're on the inside, you won't see any gap here. It'll be nice and trimmed, nice and flushed, giving it an OEM look. So because of this, I can't come too high because this is actually grabbing on to the old mold, making it difficult. So I just need to finesse this around a couple times and try to get the best kind of process that I'm gonna attack it with without the minimal damage. Okay, that one's loose. Okay. On the inside here, I'm gonna try to. It's the same thing on the inside. I need to make a partition on the bottom. This cut right here is so that your tires will clear if you are at a 40-inch tires. And if you're at 37 to 39, it literally will clear without you notching that. But that would have to be notched if you are on 40s. This you can see is the foam when we were trying to get the right design on it. But right now I need to make a partition on the bottom here and in between the multiple layers. You can see right there, there's like an older fiberglass and a newer one. That's where I need to split them. Let me see if I can do that while you guys watch. I appreciate the likes, guys. Thank you, guys. If you guys want to see this finished up and installed, then please subscribe. Let's see. Camera. Now this piece right here has been breaking off throughout the entire process right now. So if it comes off, that'll be fine for now. But if we can save it, well, obviously that's less stuff we gotta do. Well, it's been pretty easy on this side so far. I had to force this on the other side. I need to make pry them without breaking them, and then see if I can get the front side, the outside, to pop it out. Pretty damn good on this side. I'm trying not to break it. I've lost the bottom and the sides on the other side. What you hear breaking is the drywall between the two pieces that was making the final build-up for the sides. Someone suggested for me to use heat earlier, and we tried it, but that wasn't really working. So we went back to just hammering away as careful as we could. Oh. That one, maybe do that one. Trying to figure this part out, you just have to go around and around. Yeah, looking pretty good over there. Because this is one piece. Let me see, maybe I'll have to demo some of this foam out. Doing okay so far. Only have one crack on this corner over here. So that's an easy repair. Alright, let me hold on. You guys have a question? What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Appreciate the likes, guys. We're trying to demo this out in order for us to release it. This is the front side. We released this just now. As you can see, that just comes off. This is the inner side of the mold, the nice side that will give us our body kits. Well, what I'm doing right now is, in order to release the mold from the inner side, I'm sacrificing my edges here by making sure I don't damage anything on the outside or on the inside. But this is completely free on this side. On the top, I have these returns or these caps so that when you're driving, you don't see any gaps here. So that's holding, but that won't come off until I lift first the front side and then lift the back side up. This is a 2001 Duramax that will be getting a full pre-runner kit. But first, we're doing the body kit conversion that we will be making and producing. They're 2026 or any 4th gen upgrade to a 1st gen Silverado, including the backs. We have the molds done and ready as well. They need to be removed next. But this one, we only have, well, we have this side as a negative. The bottom should be easy. That the wheel arch does not have any negative, but there's only a negative around the bumper. This negative right here, which it's going to be hard to access because of the frame here. And then this flange that was requested by our partners that will be mass producing the kits after the launch. When we launch, we will be doing a group buy so that you guys can get this at a cheaper price. But once it goes full mainstream, it'll be mass production price. So make sure, if you guys are interested on that, drop a comment and I'll give you guys the email for that. This is also a suicide door right here. We will be working on that as soon as I get this out. So this is going to be our shadow build main show truck. Sound system, upholstery, suicide doors, front and rear conversion to a 2026. And these body kits are going to be coming out in fiberglass and carbon fiber for you guys. Right now I'm removing some of this foam inner structure so that I can have more flexibility on the inner core so I can pry them apart. Maybe not necessary, but definitely doing it for so I don't have to fight anything additional. Damn. Trying to get in here, split them, and then it'll be able to just pry it right off. But it's the startup that's difficult here. The inner structure is super strong because we made a few different changes multiple times. So that just kept building up and building up. Come on, man. Okay, come on. It has separated. I just need to pull it outward. You can see that it's starting to come out right here. There's the lip now. Oh, I had saved it. It's all good. Oh, okay, I know what I'm hitting. Alright, so I have a partition up here. Oh shit, did I did I bump you guys out of the way? So right here, I have it split because I'm gonna have a front tilt. So I'm hitting the partition right here. So that's exactly what I'm hitting right now. Nope. Not so much. Okay. I'm gonna cut a little bit of the inner structure so it can release. bottom piece is free. Good so far. All right, guys. Appreciate the likes. Thank you, guys. LA pool boy. Well, let me see what you got going, bro. But this is a body kit that we're creating. If you're interested in subscribing and seeing what comes out of it, go ahead, bro. This is the first time that I build a new kit, and we're about probably 80%. Everything is loose on the sides. The bottom is completely loose. And we don't have too much damage. Some of the flanges that I was okay with sacrificing, they did have to come out. But everything else seems to be going pretty good. It's a little airbag lift thing that you use when you can't get into your car or something. But the bag's all dry rotted. Cool. She's running out of things to use to pry this thing open. the frame that I use to build everything is keeping everything from flexing. I don't want to. This stuff is free, so maybe not. That is free. You gotta do a little cleanup right now. bracket off here and clear a few additional brackets over here, and then that way if I can't get far enough, if I go get something that can't get that far, it's gonna be a one-time use. So I'm gonna try that first. We did apply plenty of wax and mold release, but it's not. It's one is sat for a couple months, and then two, maybe the chemical heat from the fiberglass caused it to dry up or something. Okay, I don't have anything big here. Yeah, that is. All right, this entire piece up until here is completely free. There's nothing inside. I demoed it all out. The finish is pretty nice on it, but I thought these were gonna be very easy for it to pop out because there's no negatives, but it's still grabbing pretty good. When I do the next ones, I'll definitely add more than 2 layers of wax and mold release. It just probably just created a vacuum throughout this entire time that it doesn't want to release too easily. What I'll probably do is, that entire side is free, so I'll probably come and work on this side, and because right here it's free up until here, but I'll probably do the same thing I did over there and try to free it from here, so I can also start to attack it from this side and start loosening it up. But that'll be in a couple minutes. I'm about to eat right now real quick. I'm gonna just grab some real quick food right here. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll answer what I can. It's hot. Sorry guys, I'm just grabbing a little bit of food off over here to the side. Give me like 5 minutes and I'll probably be done, and I'll get back to it. Alright guys, I'm coming back to it. Sorry about that, I hadn't ate all day yet, so that was breakfast. I appreciate you guys that stayed in. I'll get back to it. Let me just do a quick cleanup because it's getting dangerous over here. I'm gonna remove this one to the charge. Yeah. Yeah. All right, go ahead. You can come in.
Come on, Gary. Get a video.
This side I've almost demoed out the entire left side, but I thought the top was gonna be easy to remove, but it's not. I've been a little stuck. Yeah, that's why I grabbed food. I need to chill. I cut all this hasta aquí. It's all gone on this.
Okay, hold on. Some fool said the amount of YouTubers that I see. Like, come on, bro. You then why are you even looking at them? That's what I'm trying to say.
This is I tore everything out.
All right, hold on. You ready?
Heavy, man.
You ready? What's going on, man?
This right here is pretty heavy, but I already tore off this side. I had to tear everything off on the inside because it wasn't freeing up. This is the carcass by itself free right now. It's nice and strong and rigid, so that's fine. It doesn't have any supports. But
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a lot easier to pop the top off, like just pry it here and it was just gonna release. But
Yeah.
it's quite stuck. So I'm running out of stuff that I can pry with. It's all the inside. So I'm just trying to figure out. I'm gonna go back to the other side and cut the intersection off as well, and just go from there. But this right here will show you guys. We made sure that everything had a nice return, a nice fit. We used acrylic block sanders to make sure this is nice and sharp and real crisp, real flat. And that's the inside that you guys don't get to see. But once we get this out, we'll be able to show you guys the inside part that'll show how clean it is.
So stay tuned in, guys. We did say on Thursday we were gonna get in here, but it did snow, so we ended up going to the mountains, enjoying that. So today, this is our second day. Yesterday we came in, our second day trying to pop this shit out. So subscribe, like, share. This is coming together. Let's go. Peace. What's going on, guys? You guys got any questions? Let us know. Right now he is trying to pop off this mold. This is '01, and this mold will fit into a 1999 all the way down to a 2007. We're trying to give the old generations a new look. We ended up getting another truck for the last generation, and did a whole mold on that. Try to bring it onto this one. Make sure it fit good. We followed all the lines, all the creases in order for it to still match. Instead of the bubble eye, we're going to have the cat eye. And on the back tail, we're going to have a new tail lights for 2026. So stay tuned in. Let's go, guys.
All right, guys, cleaned up so I can get around safely. This is the inside of the shell. You can see that all the work that we did to sculpt it has stayed in there. Still needs a little bit of cleanup here and there, but this side is mostly out. And we're trying to get the mold to come off the top, but it just keeps looking like we're gonna have to demo everything from the inside outward and just go off of that. I don't think I have any supports, metal supports on the like windowsill area. I have that support bridge there, and then I have a triangle there. But I'm gonna cut that out, including these. That way I can cut this entire piece off, and then have a little bit more of a area where I can pry from the sides and get some of the sides out. So maybe I can just pry the top afterwards. Because going straight in from the top, I thought I'd, release super easily, but apparently not. So I gotta get a little bit more in there and cut more out. Well, maybe right here you'll be able to get some more view, a better view. I think the only thing holding up the entire hood is this, and then whatever it might be resting on. Well, back to what I was doing before. Just gonna be trying to pry into it, see if I can get any pieces to release. I'm gonna work with the front, and then with the front and the front side, I'll try to see, because remember the back has that return that's not gonna allow us to do too much, and I can't really get to the middle of the engine, so I have to find a way without tearing the underneath of the bottom, unless I just chop everything off and let it fall, but I don't want to do that. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Let me know if you have any questions. Trying to show the demolition as we go. Too much of an angle. Just a little one, little one, little one. That's loose. What happens after that? Come on, man. It's just awkward and it slides because of the contour where it goes the wrong way. Make it custom. Make it yourself. It's not the easiest thing, man.